Sup, Noodles? J-Dawg back. And today we got Dave from all the way from Denmark, from Undergang, Extremely Rotten Productions, and a bunch of other bands too that you're in. What other bands are you in, like that you're currently doing other than Undergang?
I'm a busy cat. Well, for the most part nowadays, it's Undergang and then Sequestrum.
So it's Undergang. I pronounce it wrong. It's not Undergang, right? Or us stupid Americans?
For Americans, it seems more relatable, I guess. But being a Danish word, it is pronounced Undergang.
Well, okay, I guess perfect segue. Yeah, that is. What does it? The word. I always called it Undergang. Just thinking the word under gang. So you said Undergang. It's a Danish word. I didn't even know that.
No.
What does it mean then?
It was sort of like taken as an influence from Terrorizer's World Downfall. So like it means the end of the world. So like world downfall, end of the world kind of thing.
Oh no shit. Okay, that's what it means in Danish.
Yeah.
Oh no shit. I didn't even realize. Oh yeah, I didn't even realize that's like a Danish word.
The end of times.
So Undergang. So guys,
a lot better than just being a gang, isn't it?
How many Americans get it right when they come up to you and say it?
Not a single one. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't look like a complete idiot.
Not at all, man.
Oh, okay, cool. So how does it feel to be from the homeland country of the greatest metal band in existence, in my opinion, Merciful Fate?
Well, there's only one king on there. It feels pretty good. No matter what you say, especially because of our neighboring countries, you always have Sweden, and Sweden gets all the attention because of all the battle bands there and hard rock bands and so on.
Yeah.
But King Diamond is Danish. So it's pretty good.
You're mostly a death metal guy. What is your take on the Merciful Fate King Diamond catalog? Do you like most of it? Or like the 80s stuff, 90s stuff? Like what do you like or don't like? Or
mostly familiar with 80s stuff though.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot too. It's not something I put on very often, but it's something I always appreciate. And it's definitely the legacy of our country.
Yeah. So you're pretty much death metal 24/7?
A little bit. I like some other stuff too, obviously, but death metal is just, ever since I discovered that, that's just been my way.
Yeah. So like on Extremely Rotten, I've seen a bunch of like, have you done anything other than death metal? Any thrash or is it just strictly death metal?
There's a bit of grind and stuff like that too,
Okay,
though.
yeah.
But that is death metal to me anyway.
Yeah,
it's
just
the
a
wildest you can
subgenre,
get.
Yeah, it's a little more extreme version of death metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly just that, I think, yeah.
How is the, you go over there, like if I was to go over there in Denmark, how is like the death metal scene over there? Like you go to a show.
It's generally pretty healthy. We have a lot of shows going on nowadays. There's a lot of venues that are very supportive to doing and supporting death metal shows. I do this showcases Extremely Rotten Death Metal. We've done 26 now, and that is just focusing mainly on like things on the label, and then also at the same time supporting the local bands. So we'll do like fly-ins, have exclusive bands coming in playing in Denmark.
Okay.
And then I have the healthy local scene supporting that and playing.
So you're putting on a lot of shows in Denmark yourself?
Usually every few months I do shows.
Oh no,
too.
okay. Yeah.
But besides that, there's just a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's several steady venues. We have maybe like 4 that will usually put on death metal shows.
Yeah.
And we have a healthy scene. So the shows are well attended. There usually be 100 to 400 people at the shows where we put on various underground death metal.
Yeah. What is the, you've been to America many times now. What would you say is the main difference? Because actually Denmark is a country I do want to go to, at least sometime in my lifetime. That, Holland, Australia. What is the...
That's very far between.
Yeah, but I mean, those are some countries that I would like to visit in my lifetime. What are some, what would you say some of the key differences are just in general life? If I was to go there, I would notice a massively difference from here in America to there.
That's always hard to just pinpoint in something like that here. But I mean, for just visiting the country, I guess the public transportation systems work way differently in Europe compared to in America, at least, where you don't need a car to get around. Say, I'm a grown man, I don't have a driver's license.
Oh no, you don't. No. You know, it's funny. Seth, I did. I don't know if you watched. I did a 5-part interview with Seth from Severe Torture, Centurion. He said the same thing. He's like 48 or so, and he doesn't have a car.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess he just rides a bike. So that's kind of like common over there.
Yeah, it's pretty convenient for the way things are. Say, I live in Copenhagen, which is the capital of Denmark.
That's where you live, is Copenhagen?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a capital, so it has everything a capital offers and needs. And at the same time, it's just like you can walk through the city in like 3 hours from end to end.
Yeah.
So everything's just very close by.
So if you had to get something, would you take train or bus, or if you had to get something that isn't?
Yeah, train or bus is what I do. Or a bike if I want to do that.
Okay.
I live near the airport, and I walk into my store, which is in the center of the town, and it takes me an hour every morning.
Oh, okay. Now, so yeah, the Extremely Rotten, it's an actual walk-in store then?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And then you do mail order through there as well?
Yeah, we have stock and packing room, and then we have a physical.
So the stock packing's in like the back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So do you have a designated packer that's just sitting there packing, and you do all that? Or?
It's mostly me doing everything. For the last year, I had an employee.
Yeah.
Everything else is just me.
So when you're on the road like this, how do things just get? Because me with Hells, when I'm gone for one day, shit just sucks.
It's horrendous.
So you don't have nobody helping, nothing, doing nothing at the moment, like.
No, I have Mike, my employee, for a year now. He'll help. He's just learned to do mail orders now for the last couple of months here now. Because Undergang has picked up a little bit again, playing more shows, so it's been a little bit more touring. And then Martin, who plays in Undergang too, our bassist, he comes down sometimes and helps pack mail and stuff like that too.
Okay.
It's something I also take a lot of pride in, so I prefer being able to do the mail ordering myself, so I'm sure things are done.
They fucked up, yeah. No,
I can live with it being myself, but if somebody else, I feel really
get
bad.
pissed, yeah.
I don't necessarily get pissed, I just feel bad at the same time, also because it's my responsibility.
Yeah. So that's what you do full.
About that.
So Extremely Rotten, and that's just what you do full time. You don't have like a regular day job.
No, that's all I do now, yeah.
Yeah. How long? When did you officially start Extremely? Because I remember when I heard the name, and I thought it was really cool, because I was like, oh, well, just like Grave. So that's where you got the name, Extremely Rotten Flesh.
You got it.
So I thought it was a really cool name. What year did you guys officially start then?
2011.
Okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
that's been, what is that, 14 years now?
Yeah,
And I
okay.
had a record store for 7 years now.
What was the first release you guys put out?
Undergang. I started just doing
Oh,
cassettes, so it's just
okay.
like a means of, I used to do a distro as well, which was, I had this stupid moniker for my character in Undergang called Torture, means torture death in Danish.
Yeah.
When we started it out, and I used to be a distro I was doing from like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So it's just tutorial distro, and I have milk crates with LPs and CDs that I brought out to shows.
Yeah.
And eventually it's just like, it's easier to get things in and out if I start putting out some music too. So I just started doing tapes because that was easy and that was what I grew up with.
Yeah. Okay.
So we did a promotional tape for starters for the second Undergang album in 2011, and we did some that was just the band stuff at first, and then I did a second run, which was Extremely Rotten. That was the first one.
Yeah, okay. How was it? Because you guys, how many times have you been to the U.S. now? It seems like it's been quite a few, like you do with fests and.
Over the years in general, I have no idea.
So yeah, quite a few, right?
Yeah.
And the reason I ask is because, like, why is it like you guys seem to get over here very easily, as opposed to some bands, like especially now that I'm trying to like doing my first fest this year. I'm putting it on myself.
Very cool.
June 21st, the day is a one-day fest, and the overseas bands are just talking and stuff, and knowing guys that put on shows. Some bands just have a hard time getting in, or just can't. Like, it seems like you guys.
So do we.
Do you have a hard time getting in each time?
There's a lot of work getting work visa done now. In the past, we used to do it on tourist visa because we were just an underground band. There's not a lot of money in it, so it's like, why would we need to get work visas? Because we're just here to play for gas money.
Yeah.
And that worked out for a while, but we never brought anything along either because it was just a hobby thing.
Yeah.
Nowadays, because I got pulled aside a few times at the end of things, we're like, well, you guys play music, so you're here to work.
Yeah.
It's like, but I'm playing Deathmetal. Have you heard about these bands? Like,
Yeah.
And eventually they'll look up at the tour flyer, they'll call the venues and ask like, so are you hosting this Danish band?
Yeah.
How much are you paying them?
Yeah.
And then we figured out we're not making any money. It was a little different matter. But these days, work visas, we have booking agents, lawyer companies helping out working everything out.
Yeah.
So it's all strictly figured out.
Is that going through the visa process now that you've done it multiple times? Is it much easier now, or do you have to go through the full bullshit process?
It's the same thing every time. It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
I spent probably a couple hours almost every single day while we're doing these year-long visas.
Really?
There's a lot of work going
So
into
you have a year-long visa. That's what it is.
We managed to get this time around, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I would imagine that's got to be harder to get a year one.
Yeah, that demanded some extra things. We have a friend of ours called Amos that does heavy talent booking agency. He's been a tremendous help at setting everything up, connecting us with the right people for some coffee law company and receipt fountain enterprises who does our taxes and stuff like that. So it's for being an underground death metal band, there's a lot more going into it than it would be when we play, say, Europe or anywhere else.
Yeah.
To play over here. But the market here, that sounds wrong. The fans and the death metal enthusiasts like us are different over here, so we appreciate being able to go over here and play these shows.
It's different in a good way or a bad way?
Definitely in a good way. That's
really? Okay.
That's why we make the extra effort.
Oh, because honestly, when I thought about U.S., I just figured it's a bunch of posers over here, because I get the vibe that Europe and Scandinavia in general, I get the feeling that they're just more enthusiastic about metal. Here, it sounds like you're saying it's the other way around.
For us, as a band, as Undergang at least, the shows here are better than anywhere else.
Okay, so
That's why we keep coming back.
have you ever been to like Australia or Japan?
Yeah, a few times, yeah.
And how was the reaction there?
It's good. I think it's all right. I like to think we're a good live band also, so that
Yeah.
might have something to do with it. But at the same time, I feel like the understanding for what we do and maybe seeming exotic coming from far away
Yeah.
plays in our favor too.
Where haven't you been yet that you'd like to though?
More Asian places. We've only been to Japan and Asia.
Oh, so you've never been to like Thailand or
No.
Okay, but you'd like to.
Of course.
Yeah.
This is the only way I get to experience the world. If people want to see my stupid death metal band, that's a good way of getting in.
Okay. Well, speaking of stupid death metal bands, then as far as in the last, I mean, you're definitely probably even more up to snuff on a lot of the current roster because you get it in, checking a lot more of it than I probably am. Who in the last 10 years? Who's some of your 10 years? Who are some of your favorite death metal bands to come out? That your personal favorites?
I feel like there's so much good stuff though. 10 years, which is also just past our generation coming into death metal with Undergang also. Denmark has a lot of good bands. I'll say Deicide is a band that I really cared a whole lot about. They have a couple albums, and sadly are not playing anymore. Then from over here, Cerebral Rot, I like them a whole lot. Mortiferum, Fetid, Mortuus, and nowadays we have Cannibal Corpse. That debut album just coming out. I thought that was amazing. I'm excited about the new Corpus Awful.
Okay.
So it's hot.
Yeah.
Chaosium for back home, awesome too.
Yeah, yeah. Do you like any black metal at all?
A little bit. It's not as much for me though.
Yeah,
It's always been about the low June guitars and the very heavy deep vocals.
Are you familiar with? I mean, I know you're familiar with the band, but do you know the guys personally? It's your home line, Denial of God.
Yeah, we know them. Yeah, they're friends of ours back home.
Oh,
too,
so yeah, I'm a big fan of them. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're very cool.
Yeah, because I did my first show on Pony On. That was the initial band I tried to get as my headliner.
All right.
And yeah, I got no reply.
That is surprising.
It is surprising. I'm like, you're on the label. Like, why would you at least say something? Like,
Yeah.
But actually, me and Astor talked post that. He's like, I never got that email.
Yeah.
Same email I was using for 20 years, homie. I don't know. Yeah, so you know who's still in Astor pretty well, is it?
Yeah, we've done some fun stuff with him in the past.
Yeah.
He's coming out helping out on some tour we did with Deicide a while back as well.
You ever played with Denial of God?
Only at the same festivals, nothing single, no. Yeah.
What are the, if I wanted to go to a fest over in Europe or Scandinavia, say I wanted to travel for pleasure and I wanted to attend one, what is the best fest to attend as a fan? I just wanted to go as a fan. What would you say the best one?
I'm the worst one to say about that. I'm a little bit of a hermit when it comes to stuff like that. I don't enjoy the bigger things anymore.
Oh, neither do I, so I guess that's what
Yeah.
I just figured like if there was a ton of bands playing that I could see like kind of like which one's the most well organized. Because for example, I said one time, Vermont or something. You hear about Germany. I was like, I don't know, is that cool? And I heard some guys like Patrick from Iron Bonehead. He's like, that. What did he say? He didn't tell it to me. He told it to somebody else. That Poser Farmer Fest or something.
Yeah.
I was like, the Poser Farmer Fest. I don't know what Poser Farmers are, but okay. I was like, I guess there's a lot of like trendy bands and stuff that get added onto there, so I guess I could see that. And then you got like Hellfest in France. Have you played that?
No, I've never been either though. It always seemed a little bit too big for my fancy for that kind
So
of stuff.
neither one of those you've ever played.
No.
Okay. Okay, shit. But what about what's the other? What's the one in Czech Republic that was going? Brutal Assault or what is that?
Oh yeah, Brutal Assault. That's cool though. We've
played
been
that?
there. We played that once. So that's been one time I've gone. That's a festival I always wanted to go to though. So that was cool being able to do that.
What kind of attendance does that roughly get? Do you have any
Oh,
idea?
it's big.
Like-
4,000 or 5,000 or something like that.
Oh,
I
okay.
think
So that's probably
yeah.
similar to Maryland Death Fest, is my guess.
I guess so. It's
Yeah, because I don't know what
like I said,
Maryland gets, but I'm guessing it's 4,000 or 5,000. Yeah.
That one is quite cool though because it's like an old military base and it seems like it's in a whole part of town that's just like dystopian. When we drove through, we got there, it just seemed like this abandoned city.
Yeah.
We're driving, I was like, oh, these are all just like old apartment buildings, no one's there. And then suddenly there's just like movement in some of the rooms we were driving through. I'm like, oh, this is all spooky.
Okay.
They're like Silent Hill or something like that.
Yeah. Didn't he stop doing that? It was his last year, or am I thinking of another one?
I don't know about that though.
Okay, I could be thinking because I thought one of those fests that I've been doing a while, and I was thinking of that one. I heard that they stopped doing it.
All right.
That's what I thought, but it could be wrong. Yeah.
I don't keep up that much with that kind of stuff.
Okay. I figure you're up to date because you're bringing all the bands, you're putting on your own. I mean, so you never have you ever actually put on a fest, or are you just doing shows?
Yeah. I was co-founding the Killtown Death Fest back in 2010.
And that's in Denmark.
That's in Denmark, yeah. That was like we were trying at that time when we started Undergang too. That was like a resurrection in a lot, especially in the northern countries, of bands going back to the earlier sounds of death metal, when they were still in the early 2000s, the whole focus on speed and technicality of death metal. And I never cared about that. And this coming like a little bit after, say, Repugnant and Karmas and Verminus and stuff like that in Sweden.
Yeah.
You started seeing there being a new generation playing all-style death metal. So we thought, these bands don't really have like a stage to play yet. What if we tried to make a place for all these bands brought together?
Yeah.
So we did that for 4 years in 2010 till 14, and then we closed that down.
Why'd you stop doing it?
I couldn't be bothered. It was too much work. Undergang was also taken off, and I wanted to spend more time with that than having a full-time job and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was not really fun for me, so we decided at that time. It was a collective to begin with. When we did it the first time, there was like 15 people of us, and then people left and came in and out and stuff like that. Eventually it was just 2 core members that kept going it.
Yeah.
And then we stopped it, and we started doing it again in 18. And for my side of things, was like, let's just do a one-off thing again to try to do it. And we brought it back at a different venue, more professional surroundings with something like that there. With some friends we had that run a bigger, more established venue in town compared to, we did it the first time around at this place called Ungdomshus. It was like a youth house or like a punk venue. They had like 2 stages in it, which was really cool as well. Very unique for what it was.
Yeah.
Brought it back in a more established professional venue setting.
Yeah.
Did that for 1 year, and then I didn't want to do it again.
Yeah.
He wanted to continue, and we had some disagreements. Nonetheless, it still continues. It's going on, and it's supporting a lot of new-coming bands being able to play on a big stage for a death metal festival, which is cool.
Yeah. Now, is bringing bands into Denmark, is it hard? Like, is Denmark really strict about coming into the country? Is there a lot of,
No,
they kind of just let
telling
people
us,
easily?
especially for, say, there's a lot of good bands coming out of America, and there's always been a very free market entrance for Americans to come to Europe.
Oh, so they don't care, yeah, definitely.
There's nothing. You don't need a visa or anything like that. You can just show up and do everything.
Okay, so you don't have to, at least that part, when you're bringing bands in, you don't have to apply for visas and all that shit.
No, it's only when it's like Australia bands or
They need visas to get in.
Turkish bands, stuff like that. Then we need to do visas. It's not that big of a deal. It takes time, of course, and a little bit of money, but it's nothing as severe as what you need to do over here to bring people in, because you don't like people coming into your country.
Yeah, yeah. Who's considered like the kings of Denmark at the moment then, as far as like the top dogs? You know how, like, for example, like Cannibal Corpse is probably considered the largest death metal band worldwide, right? Who's kind of like the king? Like, who's like the largest death metal band in Denmark currently? Would you say is it you guys?
Let's just say it's Undergang. I don't want to mention the other bands I don't like.
Okay.
I wish it was that way.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, again, I'm saying death metal. I'm not talking about like that deathcore or any of that trendy shit, 'cause I can't stand that crap. I consider it a totally different thing.
It's a different crowd at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. For what we do, I think we're doing good at least.
Yeah,
For our little niche scene on our own.
Yeah. So do you have any, how do you like it over here in America? Do you have any interest to do what King Diamond did and move to America? Or there's no way, like, you love it in Denmark? And
I love it in Denmark. I've been very fortunate. I got to travel a lot over the years,
Yeah.
thanks to the band also.
Yeah.
And living in Denmark is awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's a good little place.
Yeah? So if I moved there, I'd like it?
I'm sure you would.
Yeah.
You should come visit anytime, man.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
really cool.
Yeah. I hear the people are really friendly.
Yeah, hey man, we just have a good time. People might seem a little bit closed off to begin with, but that's just because people are busy with themselves. If you ask people are always welcome to help.
Yeah. You guys have like a very low crime rate over there too, right? Isn't that the statistics?
Don't have time for it.
There's no crime over there?
Of course there's crime, but it's not.
People very little.
It's different, yeah. There's a different social security system working now, so people get better help. So people don't end up as desperate as sadly what you hear a lot about over here.
For example, if you go outside this club, if you leave and your car is stolen, it's not probably not going to happen. But if it is, you're not going to be shocked. Let's just say that. Not like that in Copenhagen.
No.
Your car will be there no matter what.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's not as much of that kind of stuff. And the whole gun crime and stuff like that is more so into gangs.
Because you guys, guns illegal over there. You can't have guns, right? Is that
Well, with a permit you can.
Oh,
It's
yeah, okay.
basically the same as here, but it's definitely not as normal. Most people would not have guns.
No, okay. They just don't feel the need to.
We have no need to.
Yeah. But is there no like you can't go hunting or anything like that? Do people hunt over there? Like
If
some
you get a
people.
hunting license, you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people do that.
Yeah, because at least a lot of people that have guns here, it's because they're hunters. I mean, obviously some just have it for whatever home protection, but a lot of it is they actually do hunt.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty
All
common.
right.
You know, especially if you go down south and shit like that. So, I mean, it's pretty damn common. You know.
Yeah.
You know, we grew up like that. Our dad hunts all the time. We grew up around that.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. So probably not as common in Denmark.
It definitely is. No.
No. Okay. That's a hillbilly shit. Just walking
That sounds rough.
Yeah.
I will not say that. No.
Yeah. Just walking the goddamn road.
We're just a little bit more city cats, I guess.
Yeah.
Smaller country, everything is more compact. So yeah.
How many dates are you doing on this tour?
9. It's just
Oh,
like
okay.
a
So-
long weekend to long weekend. Kind of
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Yeah.
And that's worth you like, you know, closing the shop down and doing it like just for that amount of dates. That you find that worth like for the band, everything.
Yeah,
Or do you just treat it as like a vacation?
I wish I could call it a vacation. It's definitely not a vacation.
Yeah, it's just work.
A little bit though, but it's a very enjoyable work.
Yeah.
It's cool, worth the time, and it's always awesome to get into these things. It's a priority for me.
What would you say of all the cities you've been to the U.S.? What are the kind of like what are the best ones to play? Like turnout wise, fan wise, reaction wise. Like, what would you say with the top dogs? Like, not just this tour, just in general. The times you've been here.
I'd say the coast cities are usually pretty good, of course. So when you do like California is not as good as it used to be, but it still is decent. Northwest is usually pretty good. Portland, Oregon, and Seattle are good shows there.
Oh, okay.
We did some good Baltimore.
Did Chris
New York.
Barnes show up?
He did
in
not.
Seattle?
I did not know
He didn't call and say he's an Undergang fan?
I doubt he is. I'm sure he's too busy doing his own thing.
What's the last thing you liked with Chris Barnes singing on it?
The bleeding.
The Bleeding, okay. So you don't like anything by 6 Feet Haunted, nothing?
I do like the first 6 feet under.
Well, that's the last thing you like with him.
Right there. Yeah. I guess
And you
so.
might have liked the Create a Kill demo. Create a Kill. That's the
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
he sings
I
on
do
that.
have some fan dub of that at home still.
Yeah.
It was all right. You
Okay.
can tell it's not his best work anymore at that time, is it though?
Did you like any Corpse Grinder albums or no?
It's all right, but I just have some romanticized idea about what Cannibal Corpse should sound like, and he's not as extreme as Chris was, so
Yeah,
it's something
yeah.
different, I think.
Yeah. Because so how old are you? 'Cause I think you're younger than me.
38.
Okay, so you're just a couple years younger than me. Okay. When did you first? How old were you when you first heard death metal?
11 or something like that, I think.
And like, who was the first death? Like, what was the first death metal record you heard?
I went to a party and I had a friend that played Where the Slime Lives for me, and Here I Die Satisfied by Grave.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, oh, this is what he can do too. I think this is for me. I'm ready for this.
So you liked it right out the gate, or were you confused
Yeah.
by it? Like, yeah.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Also remember after that going out, we had some pretty decent record stores at the time that sold a lot of the bigger label stuff, so we were able to get like EAX stuff and stuff like that too at the time as well still. So I got the first 2 Carcass albums, and I remember thinking Regal Crucifixion was too extreme.
Yeah.
But Symphonies hit me just right.
Yeah, okay.
So it was only like a year or 2 down the line. After that, I was like, all right, I think Reek might be my favorite now. But nonetheless, Symphonies is still the perfect death metal album to me now.
So what's your cutoff with Carcass then? Like, did you like the Carcass?
I do like all the 80s and 90s stuff still though. I cannot get into the new stuff. I enjoy everything.
So
that's
you
best.
liked Heartwork and all that too?
I did, yeah. Small
Oh,
stuff.
so did I.
Yeah.
I just didn't think you. Okay, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the right day, it's just right. But
Yeah.
I'll usually just listen to the first 3.
Okay.
Most of the time, the first 2.
Okay. Because I know guys that they don't even like necroticism. I'm like, that's
I
it's a
know.
little. I was like, that's kind of a stretch.
Shocking, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I was like, it is a little change. I was like, but I want to go as far as saying it sucks. Some guys, it's a terrible record. You know.
I can understand if you heard first
And you bought it
Regal
in,
Crucifixion,
yeah.
and then you see like that it might have been disappointing.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, which is always easy to figure things out, there's like, why don't you just like all of it?
Well, what is you said the first song you heard, "Where the Slime Lives," and that's off Domination. What's your cutoff with Morbid Angel then?
I pretty much like all of it though. To
Oh,
be
even
honest,
even the Marilyn Manson Kill a Cop album?
maybe not that one.
Okay.
I thought what was the first single they put out for that one though?
First single?
Yeah, when they did that.
Oh, I don't know. Might be Crossing the Line since 1989. Dude, I just couldn't do. I'm like, dude, this is terrible.
That sounds horrendous at least. I think it was something like not Everlong, because that's a Foo Fighters song. Evermore. I can't remember what it's called. I thought the first single they put out sounded good.
Okay.
And then the full album came out and you heard that and I was like, yeah, maybe this is not so great. I still thought that Dave Vincent was a very cool front. And as in Morbid Angel afterwards for that too still.
Yeah.
And I like all the Steve Tucker stuff too.
Okay. Yeah. So even a heretic?
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Some of the songs are really good. Some of the songs are very unnecessary.
Yeah. I haven't listened to that one in years since it came out. I just remember being bored by it.
Yeah.
Gateways I kind of like. Like it's like I put it on and I kind of enjoy it.
Yeah.
But midway through I'm like, I'm getting kind of bored.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I like formulas.
Yeah.
You know.
I think those two go pretty much hand in hand though, formulas and gateways.
Yeah. Tucker album. Then the comeback Tucker album. I didn't listen to that one. Any good?
I never picked it up. I kept thinking, if I find it at a record store, I'll buy it and I'll check it out. And I never did.
Yeah, same.
So I never got to listen to it.
I just assumed it sucks. When I heard Cross the Line since '89, I'm like, what do you mean '89? The band started in like '84. So why did you cross? So you weren't crossing the line the first 5 years?
Seems that way. Very selective.
What about Deicide? What's your take on them? Yay, nay, like it all, hate it all? Fucking.
I love it, man. Yeah, I thought they were very sick.
They got a cut off or what?
I never really got anything past Servants of the Light.
Oh, you didn't like anything past Servants?
I like that, and I just.
So you like the first 4?
I'm just saying that I, for some reason, never got around to really check out anything post that. I don't really know why.
One, because I like all of them.
Yeah.
One that seems like a lot of the younger bucks say that's the best one. If they're a younger generation, and I do think it's a really good record, is Scars of the Crucifix.
Yeah.
Should maybe check that out.
Yeah.
Because that's the last one with the Root Hoffman Brothers. You know, so you might like that
Didn't
one.
even know. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I'll keep that
so
in
that's
mind.
3 albums. Because the two albums after Service of the Light, most people don't like them. I love them, but most people universally don't like them.
Yeah.
But most people do like Scars as well.
I feel
So
like
you
even
might-
on the Servants of the Light, people are like,
Yeah, they're dumb.
you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, I love that record. Yeah,
me too.
Yeah, so
It's not all good, but there's some really good songs.
Oh, I thought it was all good, man. I brush my teeth to it every morning.
All right. Sounds very healthy.
Yeah, so I start the goddamn Dave. All right, Dave. Well, I don't want to take up too much time because you guys still got to play too. What band number are we on? Do you know who's playing?
Band number 2 must be Mutual Hatred playing right now.
Okay, so that means Torture Rack next. Those
Yeah.
those your homeboys.
Well, they're definitely my friends. I'm a very big fan.
That's
Can't wait.
U.S. slang for friends, homeboys.
All right, that'll
you, go
do.
to, you go to Australia, like those are your mates. Over here on the channel, we call them homeboys.
They're my friends, and I'm a big fan, man. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah, so them next, then you guys.
You bet. That's
Okay,
the
cool.
plan.
Was there anything you guys want to shout out? Maybe releases, something coming up? Extremely Rock's gonna be doing something.
it.
Maybe you want to shout out for the champ, you know, for all the people watching.
So much going on. If you like sick death metal, there'll be a whole lot coming on Extreme Rock. Got a busy roster for this year already. And after this tour with Undergang, we're gonna slow down and we're gonna do a new album, which has been 5 years already. So I think it's about time.
So a definite go-getter over here, not some slack-ass lazy guy, huh? Doing a lot. We call the slack fucks out on the channel. So
Oh.
you're a go-getter.
I do my best.
Yeah.
I'm not dead yet. I want to do some stuff.
Okay. Well, you heard it all the way from Denmark. God damn it! Check out Extreme Rock Productions, and it's spelled Undergang. Undergang, right?
Undergang.
Undergang. It's a motherfucking Danish word. It's not Undergang, you stupid fucking Americans. So check them out. God damn it. Later.